Hi everyone, my name is Olalekan Olude and I am the CEO and founder of roHealth. roHealth is an health benefits platform that ensures that companies have the ability to be able to give their employees the flexibility to be able to choose any health benefit that works for them. So I started roHealth because there was a huge restriction in employees trying to use their benefits the way they want it. I haven't started a company before called Jobberman. One of the things I realized is that companies, set, benefits for employees, and employees have to align to those benefits. Yes, it is very easy for employers, to do that. It's less of administration. But on the other side, it also helps them waste money pretty fast because, yes, employees, would not use those things. Think about it this way, right? Your company has selected a certain health plan, but you live 5 hours away from the closest hospital that health plan supports. Likely enough, you would agree with me that you would not go to that. You would not use that health benefits. You probably have to pay out of pocket for your hospital or your healthcare needs. That is what roHealth is trying to solve. One, on the employer side, help employers reduce that administration. They just need to set a budget, and then your employees can choose any health benefit that they want. Two, on the employee side, the ability for the employee to pick any health benefits that works for them, either by location, either by ailment, either by benefit, either by cost, and the ability to also maximize whatever budget that their employer has set for them. This, for me, is very critical in solving healthcare problems in Nigeria and Africa as a whole. One of the things I discovered were the problems was, number one, discovery is very, very, very poor. It's very hard to find, which healthcare is best for you. It's very hard to find which healthcare is cheap within your budget, within your location, within, your need. Two, we also have data and asymmetry. A lot of people do not know that you could actually get health benefits that are very cheap and very affordable for you. We're bringing that data out and we're making it very transparent, and we're making it also very, very seamless for all the stakeholders involved to be able to to spend and to be able to get maximal benefits. Thirdly, is also this utopian goal that I have in mind, saying that is it possible for you as an individual to be able to get healthcare for free? Right, because essentially, when you look at most economies and even in Africa, the consumers of healthcare more often than not pay out of pocket, right? But for those that have health insurance, for example, right, it is likely paid by someone else. So is there a world where users of healthcare can either have part of their healthcare paid for by someone else or some service that they've used before, and also maybe partly paid for it by themselves? These were like a couple of things that were kind of running through my mind, and I felt that in order to solve that healthcare problem, right, I needed to go for it, and that was what gave birth to roHealth. But I decided to do something to start from employers and employees. So this is day one. This is day one for roHealth. At the moment, roHealth currently offers access to all the major HMO products in Nigeria. roHealth currently also gives deals and discounted benefits to its platform users. Let me speak a little bit to the first one, which is having access to all the healthcare benefits, all the HMO providers in Nigeria. So one of the things that roHealth has done to the benefit of its users is to aggregate all the major HMO providers, in the country, right? In Nigeria, for example, from AXA to Reliance to Avon to Rotage, we've aggregated all of them, and then we've been able to arrange their services and their benefits in an easy to find, easy to search, easy to digest manner, such that it's easy for any user to be able to compare and decide on what health plan works the best for them. On the employer side, one of the products that we have also kind of released is the ability for the employer to actually set a budget. On the deal side, one of the things is we've also partnered with a lot of deals providers in the country, where we give discounted value for the same benefit across different partners across the country. At the moment, there are two major buckets of existing alternatives. One is the bucket where they essentially just serve a single, benefit. So, for example, let's say you have a health provider that does just strictly health insurance, right, or just strictly health wellness, or strictly fitness, right. And then you have another bucket that is essentially just offline. Before, you can have to be part of the service, you have to fill a long form, you have to, fill the paper, scan it, and do all whatnot, right? And that is where roHealth is. roHealth sits right in the middle of that. One of the things that roHealth has done is to say, hey, we're not competing with either of you, right? We're just trying to make the ecosystem a better place by taking all your information, right, rearranging it and helping the user make a better decision, right? One, how does it help the user as a company? It reduces that time of administration of making a decision to as little as minutes or hours, because all the user needs to do now is just to upload their employees and essentially, get their employees to make the decisions themselves after setting up a budget, to that. To the employees, now they can see everything at once. They don't need to go into the politicking mode of trying to convince their HR of why the HR should go for this benefit provider over the other one. Two is roHealth has also made switching very easy, for its users. So if you move from one service provider to another one, right, all you need to do is to do that with a click, right? And roHealth would essentially move your service, from one service provider to the other. So other service providers pretty much deliver the service. roHealth becomes their partner by taking all these services together and arranging it in a clean, easy way to understand version, and then essentially, get the users to make the decisions. If you're a business and number one, you have your employees all over the country, you should use roHealth. Why is that? If one health provider, for example, is strong in Lagos, it doesn't mean that the health provider is going to be strong in Kaduna, for example, right? And that is one key reason why you want to let your employee make that decision for themselves. Number two, if you have staff that have different type of needs. So you have staff that are married, that are single with a kid, that are divorced and the likes. You have staff that have special conditions and the likes. roHealth is that perfect place where you can essentially, as a company, say, hey, this is the budget that I have for you, irrespective at the level that you are, and you can decide to top up, to add to your budget, to that budget and make a decision, or you can decide to choose anything that works for you without essentially coming to the HR manager and listing all the, all your private information. Number three, if you have different generations within your company, you need to use roHealth, because what the Gen Zs love is different from what the Gen X, really love. And number four, if you don't want to go through the headache of deciding which is the one provider we need to use across 100 people, then you need to use roHealth. And fifth, if you feel that you want your staff, right, to maximize the outcomes of the benefit that you're booking for them every month, roHealth is that place you should come to. You know why? As an employer, if your employee does not select a health plan, roHealth will not bill you for that month. So what that essentially means is that you only get to pay for what your employees consume on a monthly basis. When the question what's the future like for roHealth comes up, right? A lot of things pop up and they come up as questions, right? And they come up as what ifs, right? And I'm just going to relay those questions, and they're essentially going to talk about what the future of roHealth looks like. Like, what if you had that just one place where you could go and essentially search through and pick your health benefit, whether you want to have a surgical operation, or you want to know the best doctor, or you want to know the cheapest price, or you want to know the hospital that is closest to you, or you want to know the hospital that is best, for a certain specialization. What if roHealth was that place? What if you were traveling to Ghana or traveling to some other African country, and all you needed to do, just the same way that you land, on that country, and then you switch your line to roaming? What if you flew into Kenya today, right? And on the airport, you essentially just make a buy of a roHealth product, or a health plan, or a health benefit product to secure yourself for those 30 days or 60 days that you're spending in that country. What if you wanted to go anywhere? You had staff all over the country, you have staff all over Africa, right? And essentially just wanted to, from one single platform, be able to apportion their healthcare benefits and know that they are all sorted, happy, and well protected wherever they are. What if you wanted a world where, for example, you were consuming other products and your healthcare is covered as an individual? What if you had that one company that is so compulsively focused on the consumer and makes your healthcare experience so good? What if you had to go to the hospital and you did not have to wait for hours, and you could just lightly walk in and the doctor is waiting for you? Everything sets on the time that has been previously agreed. What if your benefit is really your benefit? What if you had an advocate that could ensure that you get the best benefits from all the providers? What if you could switch? What if you could add your family member? What if you had a better healthcare that you ever imagined today? That is the vision of roHealth, and that's where we're going to. To all our stakeholders, I look forward to having you use, try, buy, complain, give feedback about roHealth. To companies, I look forward to you joining, where you can then, for once and forever, let your employees, maximize the use of the health benefits that you're giving to them. To the employees, I think this is the very best that you can have, when you can essentially pick, the health plan or the health benefit that works the best for you, without having to, share all your life stories with somebody, or having to debate within your company as to which health provider you think is the best. To providers, right? We're working for you. We're trying to create an ecosystem here, right? So the more of you we have, the better we're able to serve the people, and essentially you're able to deliver your services. And to every other partner, whether you're a platform that is not involved in healthcare, right, we have all the APIs ready for you to consume and be able to use the service to give either free health benefits to your users, or also kind of resell the service on your platform. Whichever HMO or whichever health benefits you're looking for, we have the APIs to be able to serve you and customize to your needs. So we look forward to hearing from you. And if you want more information, please go to joinro.co. Thank you.